are live and we're working it here. All right. So, welcome to us. I'm hoping everybody can hear me all right and everything's doing well. My name is Kathy Milanowski. I'm your host and moderator for Reiki Studio. Reiki Studio is designed to empower you, empower your life, just to empower you, no matter whatever it needs to be. And so every other Friday, we are offering something live. Please come on October 30th. We are going to be doing something live with panelists. And we're going to be working on prayer, sacred space, ritual, ceremony. And we're going to talk about it. How do we cultivate it? How we can produce it? How we can nourish it? And provide, right? All these beautiful things. And then on a plus, each time we try to give something a little extra special. And we're going to do a storytelling there's a holiday coming up. So let's have some fun. So hopefully we'll have a great storyteller for that. So join us. This week we're doing empathic gifts, and our panelists are here ready for your questions and to talk about our empathic abilities and to cultivate them and to help us through our life. This is a huge thing. Empathic abilities is your heart center, and one of the beautiful qualities of your heart center is your empathic abilities. There's so many different ones. So a little bit about myself. I am a Reiki teacher full-time with the International Center of Reiki Training. I'm a licensed teacher with them. I also practice other Reiki modalities like Jigen Reiki and All Love. And I am also a Akashic Record reader. And because I've worked with my empathic ability since a little girl, it opened me into the animal and plant kingdom and be able to communicate with them with my heart. And so I've always been a pretty heart-centered kind of person and developing that, and one is the empathic gift. So I am so grateful for everybody here and to help us through this, because these are really tough times right now and people are getting awoken with their heart gifts. So I like to go around and just introduce people, and let's go first with Cass. You got to unmute yourself.
Unmute. All righty. Hi, everybody. Thank you, first of all, Kathy, for putting this on and bringing everybody together. This is my first big event, so pardon me if I get a little nervous. I'm glad that everybody can join us, and anybody not only on the live, but anybody catching the replay. Any energy work that we do, just so you know, you don't have to be live to actually benefit from it. Energy goes to past, present, and future, so whether you're catching us live or not, you will still feel it. I am a Reiki master in both the Usui and Holy Fire lineages. I'm located in Ottawa, Ontario. I'm an intuitive card reader as well, and an empath, of course, like my fellow panelists. I do a lot of distance Reiki, which comes in handy during the good old COVID when nobody can see anybody in person. What I find sets me apart in my practice is my sense of humor, which you'll pick up on today. I have a quick wit, and my ability to explain things that usually have absolutely nothing to do with the topic that's being discussed. That I find that it helps people when they're not Reiki, or they're not what we call woo-woo, and they have absolutely no idea. If you explain a textbook, they have no idea what you're talking about. So they find that it's easier the way I explain it. I'm the owner of Cascading Light, also on Facebook if you want to look that up. 2 S's, just like my name, Cascading Light. My Facebook group is called Unite with Reiki Love and Light. Unite stands for uplift, nurture, inform, transform, and empower. So if you're looking for any of that, come on and see us. I've been speaking and communicating with spirit since I was a child, and I'm honing those gifts. Actually, I have something coming up tomorrow that I'm attending. So I'm looking forward to stopping my rambling because I'm extremely nervous. So I'm going to end it there. I see Jay giggling at me. And so I'll end it there. And I'm looking forward to helping everybody learn.
Thank you so very much. All right, Jay.
Good morning, Cass. Thank you so much for setting this all up, and Kathy. Oh, we have a beautiful group of people here today. So my name is Jay Jackson. I reside in Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the unique things about me is that I am a registered nurse in an intensive care unit, and especially with COVID. So you can imagine what being an empath in a critical care setting must be like. So if anyone has any kind of empathic gifts, realize the emotions that are running there. So the other things that I do is that I have been a licensed teacher with the International Center for Reiki Training for several years now, which has just been one of the most beautiful gifts that I've ever received. One of my mentor teachers is Laurel Shanti Gaia out of Sedona, Arizona. And she taught some of the most beautiful crystal Reiki classes. And I've been able to pick up the mantle for her as she's incapacitated to be able to teach now. So I'm now teaching her classes in Sedona. So I love crystal healing. I love crystals because crystals are empathic too. And so I'm just so glad to be here, and I just love the energy that's here, and I can feel people from all over the world that are listening to this, and just sending out lots of waves of gratitude for everybody.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you, thank you. Dana.
Hi. My name is Dana Bartlett. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I do Reiki energy healing. I do sound and vibration healing, and I do meditation. And yeah.
And you were here 2 weeks ago too, as a panelist.
I was here.
Yes,
I
you were.
was. It's exciting. I love it. Thank you, Kathy.
You're so welcome. Thank you so very much. Carla.
Good morning. My name is Carla Fishing Hawk. Hi. And I'm so grateful to be here with each and every one of you and to share all the love and all the healing with everyone else out there. So I have been in the medical field for many moons, and being empathic, it was just, as Jay said, it's a lot different than just being an average person at a job. I mean, you feel everything, you sense everything. And so I do a little bit of everything. I also do some mediumship. I also do I've done some end of the life doula work. So I dabble a little bit in everything. But and I also do some psychic, some shows with Debbie Duncan on Psychic Fixes, and that's kind of how we met, Kathy.
Yep.
So, but I've ever since I was a child, I've just been a little, a little different than the rest. And growing up, it all finally came into play. But I do a lot of different things, and I'm extremely grateful for all my gifts and all the blessings that I have in my life. And I'm truly blessed to be here with each and every one of you today. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So thank you guys for joining me. Rhonda Hart will be joining us too. She'll be slipping in a little bit later. She had to get something in life, that's what it is all about. And everybody's just donating their time for these causes. So it's just been very, very awesome to be a part of this too, guys. Seriously. And like I told you yesterday, we do a little rehearsal beforehand, and I was like, this is healing for all of us and all so many different levels as we group together and shine as one, to empower people and to get them going. So, Shelly, thanks for saying hi. Michelle and Rhonda. Rhonda's must be traveling. She's saying she's talking about the love and crystals. And Marta. So thank you guys for yelling out and shouting at us. We appreciate it. So we're going to go first with the panel. And here's the easiest one. What is an empath, guys? So now you can unmute yourself. Just go crazy. I shut them all up for the beginning. But yeah, what's empath? Jay, what's empath?
Well, from I have to only I can say from my own experience is what is an empath is. An empath is one who's highly sensitive to feeling the emotions of others. I think just in a thing, and so a lot of us when we're able to put our finger on that we're empath and not everybody feels the same way,
Right.
because we're first we thought everyone felt this, but no, not everyone does. So then as we mature and as we're trying to navigate life, I think for a lot of us it was probably a curse at first until we understood it, because oh my gosh, to feel all this and to know all this about other things that are going on can be overwhelming for a lot
Yeah, I
of
was
people.
going to say it could be very overwhelming, very intense as a
But
child.
then as most curses go, we can then discover the gift and the beauty of the gift, and then we can celebrate the fact that we were blessed with this. And so there's a lot of people who have these abilities, and it's just a matter of learning how to incorporate them into your life so that so it can become a strength and not a weakness. So that's what I hope the people gain from this experience on our call today, is that you can make this a strength. This can be your superpower. This can be something that you can take and make a difference in the world. And you can find joy in being in the world and be empathic at the same time.
Yep. Yep.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And at the end of this segment, after 30 minutes of talking, everybody, the panelists are actually going to show you a technique to help them, or they've connected with, to share with you, so you could go on your life journey, and empower that. To me, I mean, empath is how you process it, first, because I'm a feeler like Jay. And some people have all these how they process things. If you guys, I don't know how you guys feel about this. That people process right through when I was a teenager. I was like, what? You hear things, or you see things, or you just sense things, or you know what I mean? All these senses, and then I realized that our senses are like superpowers, and how we process whatever gifts or whatever's coming into us. And it's kind of neat how to see the really unique empaths that kind of go beyond the feeling. They kind of evolve into like, yeah, I hear something in my body, and then I process it through my heart center. So I just want to
Yeah.
put it out there that empathic gifts, we feel, and I'm a feeler, but I've met some unique, beautiful, quality people that process what we're talking about, feelings or whatever, a different way through their heart center. But they are deeply connected with whatever they're focused on or not focused on in their energetic auric field, right? So
Yes.
that's a really good
Definitely.
question for you guys. So what about people that you go out of your house? A lot of empaths are very, they stay home. They stay home. It's protected. They feel good. They heal through it. It's all good. But when they leave, I used to be agoraphobic. When you leave, it's a whole different story. You don't have tools. You just take on all these different kind of characteristics or whatever. So let's talk about that. Who wants to talk about that?
Well, one thing when you do the Reiki, you learn to shield yourself. You put the bubbles around you and symbols to protect you when you go out. And there's also essential oils that you can buy, to help. I wear the white angelica when I do private Reiki sessions, and so I have to go into people's homes, and I always wear my white angelica my trauma life. And the 1 in 20 people, I meant to say that a while ago, 1 in 20 are empaths. So not many.
Yeah. Well, developing their gifts, you know. Well, you know what I mean? The develop. I kind of believe that everybody's an empath, but they just don't develop that skill set. Do you know what I mean? Like we were talking yesterday about different skill sets a heart chakra actually has, you know, and some people don't. I don't know how to do some of those things, but it's there. I know it's there, right? Somewhere.
Yeah.
But, Cass, was you going to say something?
Yeah, I was actually going to explain a little bit when we say emotions, and you speak of being agoraphobic. I was agoraphobic myself for many years, long before I found Reiki, and long before I knew how to ground or shield or any of that stuff. So everybody on the panel and any empaths listening know how scary that is. If we break down the word emotion, energy, motion. So emotions are just energy in motion. And those who know about Reiki and know about our chakras are energy wheels in the body. And that energy is always in motion. Energy is also in every single thing around us. So when you're that sensitive to energy as an empath and you're not grounded or anything, going outside amongst all the energy that's moving around all over the place that you're picking up on, that could be very, very daunting. And we're going to have we learned in rehearsal yesterday that we have some really good tools coming up if you're one of those people that are afraid to go outside or just can't fathom it because there's just too much out there. We're going to show you some tips and tricks on how to protect yourself.
That's awesome. Awesome. Anybody else would like to talk about that part?
Well,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, when you're, go ahead, Carla.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, it's similar to like going to work, you know, in the medical field. It's like, or in any field for that matter, you know, when you walk into an intense room where somebody just had an argument and you walk in, you're feeling good before you walk in the door, and then you walk in, and all of a sudden you're like, why am I so angry, or why do I feel a certain way? You know, it's like absorbing those emotions and then having to realize that those are not mine. You know, those are not my emotions, so you have to be able to decipher what belongs to you and what doesn't belong to you. And for many years I was like, why do I feel this way, until I tapped in to my inner self and I realized, okay, those are not my emotions. And I think as an empath, that's the hardest thing, is to decipher like what belongs to me and what doesn't belong to me. So when we're able to decide what doesn't belong to us, that's when we can be actually begin the healing, not just within ourselves, but carry that healing out to those around us, to lighten up the room, and to be able to help them to kind of get off the ledge a little bit, you know, and kind of just level the room out in emotion, with love and healing, and like, let's get through this together kind of energy level. So definitely, I know exactly what Jay is talking about. Definitely. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Dana, did you want to say something?
I forgot what I was going to say. I was all into what Carla was saying.
You're like, wow, okay, Carla, that was deep. Thank you.
All right. I'm so sorry. I love to hear Dana
Oh,
talk
it's all
too.
good. Oh, okay. So, so we
Excuse me.
kind of did we did highlight on basically, you know, empathic people when they are practicing or their empathic traits are developing, let's say, if you like it or not, inherently, or you're trying to work on it. And you really realize that you change, your mood starts changing around different people, where you're going. And sometimes when you catch it, you could, you know, I got mad at myself. I was like, why was I just like tranced into this state of consciousness, you know what I mean, so fast when I was in this group of people and that group of people. So I was really, that was pretty overwhelming for me as an empath, you know what I mean, especially as a child. Oh my goodness, and we're all children yeah, at one time. So, so I hope, yeah, and I know the techniques are going to help that throughout that for that. So are all empaths, you know, in Reiki class we teach is like one of the questions is is everybody a healer? Okay, and we talk about, well, is everybody a healer? And then we say, is everybody, you know what I mean? Does all healers do Reiki? Of course they don't. You know what I mean? Get activated to a Reiki source. Everybody's a healer. It matters if you connect with it or not. We stub our toe. What do? We put our hands on our toe. If you're a Reiki person or not, you know what I mean? Somebody's hurting, I'm a toucher, so I'll touch you, before even Reiki, so Reiki's activated. So are all healers empaths? What do
No.
you think? Go for it.
I don't believe so.
There's some beautiful healers who don't have any empathic skills whatsoever. And so there may be people on this call saying, I am called to healing work, but I don't have any of those crazy feelings that you guys are talking about. That doesn't mean you can't heal. Oh my gosh, there's so many beautiful healers that. So sometimes that's your blessing, in that you can get out of that headspace and trying to process all those emotions, and you can get right down to business and actually do the healing work. And so those of us who are empathic, sometimes we have to learn to move those energies into different places so that we can focus on the healing at hand. But I also believe, though, that those of us who are empathic have an ability to be able to work with sensitive situations and to be able to feel the emotions of what's going on, to be able to facilitate the healing. So like as a nurse working with people in critical care, most of the time it's the emotions that I'm feeling is not the patient. In ICU, most of my patients are sedated. So I'm not feeling a lot of their emotions, but it's their family members. Oh my gosh. And especially now with COVID, where they can't be there. And so there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of anger and fear. And so I can do healing work in that situation by when I'm on the phone with their parents or their significant other, their children, I can say, are they acting out of fear? And then I can come up with a response to them and help them understand what's going on and being able to help them heal through that experience. And so that can be one of the blessings. But if someone who is not empathic can sit down and do a Reiki session, they don't have to be empathic.
Oh yeah, I've met many healers that have not developed their empathic traits, and beautiful healers. Awesome. Go ahead, Cass.
Yeah, I just wanted to agree actually with Jay. And this question, I love this question. And it sat with me last night. Like I said, this is my first big event. So last night, like a kid, Christmas Eve that can't sleep, that was me last night. And I was going through all the questions that might come up. Not that I was nervous to answer them, but it's like, well, what if I forget the answer? It's like, oh no, what if Kathy asks me my name and I actually have to look at the screen, or I don't have a name tag? What do I do? I did actually think of that. But when it comes to this question, are empaths healers, and are all healers empaths? What I came up with, thanks to the help from my guides, is not everybody is a motivational speaker, but everybody can give a motivational speech. It's all intention with everything, with our energy healing and whatnot. Energy follows intention. You hear of, someone who was, little kid that was born into poverty and they'd never make it. And next thing you know, they're an actor or a billionaire or a pilot. Why? Because that's all they kept in their head. From the moment they knew to process a thought, I want to be a pilot. I want to be a pilot. Next thing you know, they're a pilot. So, it's, not to sound like Dr. Phil or anything, but you can do anything you set your mind to. Anything. That's all I had to say about that.
Absolutely.
Awesome, guys. Anybody else want to say anything? Dana, don't unmute yourself. She's teasing us.
I know she is.
Right?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Being an empath is hard because we we do take on so many emotions from everything. Like y'all saying you were a nurse. I tried that when I was young and I didn't understand what was going on. And when I started my clinical training, I absolutely walked out. My mom didn't speak to me for 6 months. Because I spent a fortune on you going to school. But so it is overwhelming. I could not mentally, I could do all the book work and I can do it, but I could not be in that hospital environment on a day in, day out basis. So I tip my hat to y'all, first of all the nurses out there, doctors. But we have to learn, and it's hard to separate ourselves from some of the outside world, what's going on when you have especially people who feel things. They feel, if you walk in, you feel this person's feelings. If you walk here, you feel that person's feelings. I have been in situations like you walk in something where somebody has passed away or died, and and you can feel the energy that was in the room when they died. It's like it's frozen in time or something. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
So you have to really look inside of you and take care of you if you're an empath and you have those abilities. It's so important. It's just so important. You have to take care of you. And our intent, our nature is to take care of everybody else. That's the way we are. That's part of what we are. So we have to stop sometimes and just say, today I'm going to get a pedicure, or today I'm going to just go for a walk in the woods, or today I'm going to sit outside and meditate. We have to learn to stop and take a few minutes for ourselves.
And Jana, I think what's interesting is that, we want to heal people. And so that was just a question that I had in my mind too, is like, why is it that we feel like we have to heal everyone? I think it's because we feel those emotions. And so we want everyone to feel good all the time. Mm-hmm. And so the only way we know how to do that is to try to heal. So we're constantly throwing out Band-Aids to everyone and giving everyone love. And you're right. Because we're feeling those emotions so strongly, we neglect taking care of us. And so I don't go get pedicures, but but I can do things for me. Maybe it's me is carving out some time to go play with my Legos from when I was a child. We need to do those types of things. But so sometimes we have to realize we got to put the filters in, that we're not going to be able to heal everybody all the time. And that's kind of what goes through our subconscious, is that the only way we can deal with all the emotions that we're feeling is to try to heal everything. And we're not necessarily meant to heal everything, because we need them to heal themselves.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Somebody was on the thing, was talking, I think it was Michelle, saying that her parents, I think the thing went through, but her parents called her a hypochondriac because she felt other people's pain through, as a child and stuff. And so I'm sure we all got that a little bit of, that's just in your head, stop it, da da da, and when you say that to a child over and over, it kind of puts another onion layer over and another, one. So I got a question for you guys. I got a question. This is kind of, raise your hand if you're an extrovert. Okay, well, wait a minute. Okay, so what I heard of a definition between an introvert and an extrovert, where do you heal? Do you heal by yourself, or do you heal with others? Like real healing?
Okay. Myself alone.
Okay.
Totally alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have out in my backyard. I have a section set up. Mm-hmm. Has a little Japanese maple, red Japanese maple growing, and a sago palm, and I got bricks laid out, and I got a hammock that hangs out there between the two trees, and I can go out there and sit and meditate. I got a swing, and I got a little frog that holds up some rain things, so if it rains, the bells ting ting ting. That is outside is definitely where I do my healing.
Yeah.
I believe in earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like Dana said that she has a little bit extrovert. So if I'm at work, people think I'm very extroverted because I'm gregarious, I'm light and funny, I'm always checking on everybody else, I'm keeping the mood light. But do I go to the bar with anybody after work, or socialize with anybody after work? No. So I'm very, even though at work people would perceive me as very extroverted, in reality, that's a great show.
Yep. I agree like that too. Everybody's like, you're an introvert, and they are always surprised. I'm like, oh, yes, I am. Very much so. Like, I'll go out once in a great while, but that's not my thing. And it's like, you'll see me and people are like, oh, you're taught. I was like, this took me 2 days to do this. I love connecting with people, but I do my healing on my own. I do my healing, but I have extrovert qualities. Like, Dana, I'm sure you're really good at speaking. Just the time we spend together, or connecting with people. You know what I mean? And people think you're just smooth. And but you're introvert. So I was just wondering that for empaths. Are you extrovert or introvert? There's no right or wrong, but I was just wondering. I think everybody's an introvert and has extrovert qualities, because as empaths, we're going to say we feel everything. We try to make everything pleasing. So to a point till they get on our boundaries, but really, so we can adapt very easy. We're great adapters, more than a lot of people give us credit for. We adapt to so much because we want to make everything in harmony, very pleasing,
Yeah.
Try to at
That's
least.
that is so interesting, Jay, that you would say that, because like all my years too, everybody's like, man, you must have like this like outgoing life, and you just must be a go-getter. And in certain aspects, but I'm like, seriously, I'm really boring. I just go home. I don't, you go to work and you hold the light and you do what you do, and then after that you go home and you just replenish yourself from such a day. So yeah, totally, Jay. I mean, Jay's my hero. Jay's like spot on in my life right now.
That's so awesome. Awesome. A lot
Yeah,
of people.
I can relate there with Jay.
Yeah, Cass, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a competitive dart player. So when you get into the pubs, or you get into actual competitive tournaments where you could have hundreds of people, even locally when we have our regional shoots, everybody knows, oh, Cass is here, and they will beeline it to me because everybody wants a hug. Now, before I learned how to ground, guaranteed the next day I was in bed. I was in bed the whole day the next day. Why? Because you have this energy and that energy, and Cass, I'm nervous, come and give me a hug. Okay. They were fine afterwards. What I didn't realize at the time, that I was the sponge. I was just soaking it all in. And I know I do have, I see you guys, I do have a couple of my darters watching, and they'll be the first to tell you that, yeah, I'm my own party if you get me in a crowd. If the crowd is quiet, it's not going to stay quiet long. I'm going to do something, say something, I'll start singing, I'll start jumping around. Doesn't matter. But that's Dartcast. Sober or not, doesn't matter. That's Dartcast. But you get me anywhere other than that, and I like my little bubble. It's me and my spirit guides, and my spirit dragon and my unicorn, and we all get along just fine as long as we're by ourselves, and that's how we recharge.
Definitely.
I do have to have my alone time, absolutely. But when I'm in that environment, like you say, I am a people person. And you do absolutely take on their energies. You sure do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So, with that said, my friends, they're just going crazy. They're loving this talk about introvert and extroverts. Wait till you guys read the flow on the Reiki Studio. They're really loving it. But so we have enough time for your beautiful techniques that I'm so grateful that you guys are here to share. We're going to start that. Okay. So, you at home, there's 18 of you. I see you. Kind of. We feel you. Um, get yourself comfortable. Cass is going to be up first, and we're going to get her together and let's get this. Let me get off here. Here we go, Miss Cass. You're on.
All righty. I explained this a little bit in rehearsal yesterday, and then Archangel Michael decided that I did not explain it properly. So he had a little powwow with me before we started and gave me his 2 cents worth. And he said, that's not how I taught you. So I did it sitting down yesterday. I need to stand up today. So I hope that the camera's going to catch the proper angle. It's very easy to explain when you're a child, or if you see a child that's afraid, what do? You protect them. And what do you do to protect them? You wrap your arms around them, right? And it's a big hug. Now with Archangel Michael, he is the Archangel of protection, and his light is blue. So if everybody wants to join me, you don't have to stand up. You can stay seated, that's fine. We're going to picture a nice blue light. We're going to stay grounded, and I believe somebody else is going to speak on grounding in a second. But basically, you're going to stay nice and grounded, feet flat on the floor. You're going to envision not only the white light above your head, but we're going to bring the blue light around us in a big hug. We're going to take our hands from here, deep breath in, and here comes the hug, and exhale. So you have now surrounded yourself in that blue light. You can do it as many times as you need to. We'll do it again together once more. Now you can practice this at home so that you're not walking into a party going, okay, hold on, I'm good. Nice and slow. You don't have to go through the motions. Once you're used to it, you can just feel it. Envision it in your mind. Deep breath, and you're good to go. Now, although I was given 5 minutes to demonstrate it, that's pretty much what it is. So I think that's, like I said, practice it. On top of that, if you want any other tips, if you have any other questions, if you feel that I went too quickly or whatnot, just message me. Message me on Facebook, or I will put we're going to put our information in later there, Kathy, if anybody wants to reach us, I'm sure. So that's all I have to say there. Reach out if you have any questions.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna.
That's beautiful.
That is. I'm gonna allow Carla to go next.
Okay, thank you. So I like to do, this is my morning routine. I do a grounding routine. So as I take in a couple of deep breaths, I blow them in and out, just to find my space. And at your root chakra, you want to add a tubing system. It's just a tube. Attach it to your root chakra. And this is your grounding cord. And the grounding cord, we're going to take it from your root chakra down, plug it down into the middle of Mother Earth to the core of her heart. A beautiful red heart. It's almost like lava. And it's warm and it's welcoming. So with that grounding cord, that energy that does not belong to us, or it may belong to us, but it's that stagnant energy that kind of weighs us down, or those thoughts or those emotions that no longer serve our best and highest good. anything that needs to be cleared from our organs, our body, our etheric, our avatar. We release all that down our grounding cord. Now, as Mother Earth begins to replenish those energies, she sends them back up to us through our feet, through our foot chakras. They automatically open. And she sends up her vibrant white healing light. And in that light, our bodies become we become more vibrant. We become healed. And we also become nourished by the love and the sacred abilities of Mother Earth. So as we continue, we carry that white light all the way up to the top of our head, to our crown chakra. And as it pours out our crown chakra, it creates an aura. Our aura, it goes 2 feet out. So we fill out that energy with Mother Earth all around us, and that is our protection bubble. That energy also flows out down our arms and pours out our hand chakras as well. We are fully embraced and we are fully nourished through Mother Earth. Now, as that energy begins to flow around us in our aura, our chakras become vibrant. Our thymus becomes alive. And that energy we carry with us throughout our day. We replenish it as many times as we need. We shake our grounding cord a little bit at times that we feel we need that extra assistance. But we are always connected with Mother Earth. And she heals us, she replenishes us as we continuously share our energy with her. We are always connected. I bless you and I leave you with that.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Miss Dana.
Am I on?
You are.
Am I on?
Yes,
Ready? Okay, y'all. Mine's gonna be a little bit more. I would just like to say Cass was throwing in some Tai Chi up there, get that energy moving. I got it. I love it. And the energy, I like to throw a little science in there every once in a while because some people don't understand Reiki. They think we're crazy. When you are putting the energy that you're talking about, releasing into the earth, your body is constantly changing ions. It's called ions in science. You're releasing positive ions into the earth and you're pulling back in negative ions. And that's how I keep it straight. It's positively full, let's get rid of it and buy a new one, negative, bring the empty in. So you want to be barefooted as much as you can in life. You wear rubber shoes, you live in plastic buildings, plastic metal cars. You're not in touch with Mother Nature. So my technique today, I need everybody to sit up on the edge of their chair and take their shoes off because we are going to be grounded here. And this, I want you to rock. And the reason we rock is because it's like when you see somebody you haven't seen, you give them a hug, you rock. When you grab a baby, what do? You rock. That's moving them energies in that body. It's getting you going. So, don't do it too much. Just, it's kind of like a hugging yourself. So what we're going to do today, we store emotions in our bodies, in our heart, in our spleen, our liver. I'm going to kind of go through all these a little bit quick. It should take you probably a good hour if you were to do this at home with all the hand movements and all that. But I'm just going to make it kind of simple and quick here today. So what we want to do is we want to clear our mind, which we've kind of already did with the other ladies. And we want to start right here on our heart. And we just want to kind of rock. And what we're going to do, we're going to go through each of our major organs and we're going to take out some bad things we got stored up in there. We store all of our energies in our body, in our organs. And this is where disease comes from. You get disease from three things. You get it from what you eat, what you take into your body, the emotions that you bring into your body, or outside physical chemicals from the world that we can't help. But we can get rid of some of the emotions. We can do that. Stop a little disease in our lives. So we're going to start with the heart. And the heart says, ha. So just say, ha. Okay. Now, what I need you to do here is your mind, your body doesn't understand a repeat of what you're saying. Say you went in the bathroom this morning, your old man's left all his dirty clothes on the floor. So everywhere you go today, you say, oh, I'm so mad at him. He left all them clothes on the floor. I had to go in there and pick them up. And every time you say that, your body says, oh my God, I got to pick up the dirty clothes. Your brain can't distinguish the difference between that happened this morning and I'm just telling Kathy, or that was a week ago and I'm still talking about it. It's kind of like a computer where you keep making copies, keep making copies, keep making copies. So these copies are all stored in our organs. And if we have bad trauma, if we're in a car wreck and we keep talking about the car wreck, for years we're talking about the car wreck. Every time we talk about that car wreck, our body is reliving that car wreck. Our mind is still in that car wreck. That's why people have to quit talking about the past. You've got to leave it behind. So today I'm going to come in here and we're going to go to the heart. And in the heart, you know, we have hate, we have aggression, and we just want to think of something. And let me say this, major first, most important. When you're trying to get rid of emotions, and this is the most serious thing I could probably ever teach y'all about this, don't take the emotion with the person. You don't want to get rid of the person. You know, I don't want to get rid of my old man for leaving his clothes on the floor, but I want to get rid of the anger for the clothes being, and that's just a simple, silly thing. But so when we go in here to take out the hate because we got in a fight with Joe Blow, we don't want to talk about Joe Blow. That is the person. We don't want the person to be gone. We only want the argument, the feeling that I have from the argument, the arrogance, the hate, the whatever. So we're going to go in here and we're just going to go from side to side in our heart. We got a top, left, right, bottom, all around, and just take out, release, release, release all the hate, all the bad things that have happened in our heart. Just let it go. Okay. Now, you want to do this at least good 21 times at home, clearing that negative out. Cover the whole heart. See the heart in your mind. Move around in that heart. You got 4 areas in your heart. Get it all out of there. Take all that negative. And if you got one thing that's really weighing heavy on you, you can concentrate on just that one thing. Or if not, just years of things. Take it out. Okay, now I want you to put your hands on your knees. And this is going to take that energy that you pulled from your hands to your knees. And we're going to do the grounding thing like Carla was talking about. So you're just going to rock. And I want you to think about what you're mad at, what kind of anger you have, and just let it go. And this is called forget, forgive, release. And just say it. I forget, I forgive, I release. I forget, I forgive, I release. I forget, I forgive, I release. Okay? Now I want you to raise your hands up, palms up like this. I don't know if you can, like that. And we're pulling that energy from the earth up to the heavens. And we're going to bring it back down to our heart. And we're going to wrap our heart in joy and happiness and love. And just put that joy and love and heart in that heart. Put it in there. Put it right in there. Give your heart a big old hug. Love that heart. Oh, I love my heart. I'm such a sweet person. I got a great heart. Oh, my heart's so happy. Okay? Next thing we're going to do, we're going to take our fingertips and we're going to point them on your left side, in case you don't know, to your spleen. Spleen, you know, it's also your stomach, your pancreas, but we're going to point it right here. Okay? In here, we hold our worries, Our anxieties, think, oh my gosh, I got a hurricane. I got to let it go. All this money is costing me. I got to let it go. Quit worrying about it. It'll happen. It'll come. And so we're going to go in here and we're going to take that worry. And we're just going to go all over our spleen from side to side. Kind of looks like an upside down liver the other side. So just go in there and clean that spleen out. Take all that worry out. Let it go. Let it go. Take it out. Okay, now put them hands on your knees and say, I forgive, I forget, I release. I forgive, I forget, I release. I forgive, I forget, I release. And you want to do that a minimum of 21 times. Okay, next I need you to bring those hands together. Get them warm. Warm these suckers up. Okay, throw them back here on your kidneys. Lift that shirt up. Get that. Oh, wow. Can you feel that warmth? Yes. Okay. In our kidneys, we hold fear. Everything we ever been scared of, we're going to just take this, hold it in there. We have anger in our kidneys, trauma, anything that really affected you bad in your life, some kind of trauma, it's in your kidneys. It's stored in your kidneys. So we got 2 kidneys, so we need to look right, look left. Take it out, take it out. Take all that trauma, all of it, all those fears, all that stress, that's all in your kidneys. Take it right, take it left, take it right, take it left. Just clear it out of there. Okay? When you think you've cleared it long enough when you're at home doing this by yourself, it might take you an hour. Sometimes we got a lot of clearing to do. So put your hands on your knees. Forgive, I forget, I release. Oh, I did that backwards. I forgive, I forget, I release. I forgive, I forget, I release. Make sure you're not forgetting the person, just the action. Forgive, forget, release. Forgive, forget, release. Okay, next thing we want to do, want to bring both hands side by side over here on our liver, and we're going to rock. And I forgot to do the sound, y'all. My mind just went. The liver sound is shh. Okay, this is where your anger, your jealousy, it's here. So if you're mad at somebody, don't think about the person. Just think about what made you mad. I'm mad they hit my car. I wish they wouldn't have hit my car. Just think about it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Go from side to side on that liver. Right side, left side. Right side, left side. Put your hands on your knees. I forgive. I forget. I release. I forgive. I forget. I release. I forgive. I forget. I release. We're going to go to the Dantian. This is called your triple warmer. It's what regulates the heat in your body. And by regulating the heat, there's no specific system that does this. But what it is, what we know, because we're healers, some of us, is that energy is flowing in our body. And the energy is what's regulating our heat. So the top of your head, your lung, heart area is the hottest part of your body. The middle part of your body is the next, and then your feet and extremities are the coldest part of your body. That's why your feet get cold, your hands get cold first. So we want to get that energy flowing, and we're just going to say, heat. As long as you need to say it, as long as you can hold your breath to do it. Doesn't matter if you can carry a tune. It doesn't matter if it's cracky or whatever, because I know my throat is cracky. And just, that's it, ladies. And then say thank you to the earth for pulling these bad energies out of your body. But the heart is ha. The spleen is hoo. The lungs are zzz, like snakes, but with a Z. Zzz. The bladder and kidneys are with an O, like Cho. And the liver is shh, like shh, shh. And your Dantian is he. And I will come back after the show and type those sounds in for each organ for y'all so that we don't take the whole time up. But do that outside and make sure, please make sure you separate your emotions from the person, because the person is not what made you mad. It's your reaction to the person that made you mad. You don't have to react. You are totally in control of your emotions. Okay. Thank you, Kathy.
You are awesome, Dana. Thank you so very much.
Thank
you. Gosh, I feel really good. All right, Miss Rhonda. I said that Rhonda was going to be a couple minutes late, and I knew she was going to come for her technique. So, Rhonda, you have the floor, and thank you so very much. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Rhonda. I have my business of Rhonda's Reiki Solutions, or Rhonda's Mystic Solutions, and I am a manager of a paranormal team. So I agree with everything I've heard so far. And when you feel emotions, one thing people don't understand or realize maybe is that you put an imprint on the walls. So like if you live in a home and you're arguing or you're happy, you put that imprint on the wall. And so with my Reiki, I help the living and the dead, but I also do home blessings. So I help get rid of the residual energy that's built up on your walls. And that's really helpful. So one thing that I tell a lot of people, because they're always saying, well, how can I enhance my gift? Or how can I, how can my intuition get better? Or how can I work on being a better empath? And there's no magical trick. What I tell people is grounding is super important, but also meditation. And when you tell people that, they instantly think that they have to have an hour or 30 minutes a day. And I know lives can be very busy, especially if you're a parent or if you work or just like pretty much anything. Our days can be very hectic. And I like to let people know it can be as simple as when you take a shower, you just envision the water hitting your head, and then you're feeling it and you're picturing it going down your body slowly. And just do that the entire time. And then till you get down to where it's in your feet, and then just visualize it taking everything that you don't want, that's not meant for you, and it's washing it down the drain. And by time you get done, you've meditated for 2 minutes. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be a special session where you have to do it. It can be that simple. So grounding and bubbling, protecting, shielding, and the meditation, if you can try to work those into your daily life every day, it can make a huge difference.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to try that in my next shower. Work with it. All right, Jay.
Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Kathy.
Welcome.
So one of the things, especially with talking about empathic gifts, is to embrace that as a gift. Embrace it and using that gift and for what we're doing in the work that we do. So in my study of Reiki, I try to put away the notion of protecting myself, because I believe that there's nothing really I need to protect myself from, but I do energize myself. And so I call my technique the glow technique, just because all I'm doing is usually I wake up something, in that twilight hours of that really psychic hours of 3 and 4. I usually will wake up at that particular time. Just a beautiful time to connect. And so I'm trying to go back to sleep because I've got to get up in a couple hours to go to work. But I use that time, and to help me to go back to sleep, I'm doing Reiki on myself. And I will start to say a prayer and an invocation that I am going to be of service to others today. Please help and guide me to be of service to any particular need that's there. And I will feel the energy coming through from my crown chakra, anchoring down into the earth star chakra. And I will just start to envision my aura expanding and expanding, expanding, expanding. And I can actually feel my aura going out to a great distance. And then my intention is that there's anything that is of lesser light, it's going to dissipate before. And when it hits that little field of love, it's going to dissipate. And I'm going to be able, I'm not turning off my empath. I'm keeping my empathic abilities on. And but I'm also filtering, so I'm hearing what I need to hear. So for probably most of you, or a lot of you, I mean, I had horrible panic attacks. I had anxiety, horrible anxiety. And so I would use this technique to try to keep myself from going into those panic attacks. And so then I can go into situations where I'm fully aglow, and I'm glowing, and I'm going into work, and I'm coming into those stressful situations. And because I'm feeling it and I'm not being impacted by it, because I'm understanding what is going on with that person, then through Reiki, then I'm also able to find the divine love and light for that person. I find that forgiveness for that person. So I'm, sometimes, we have incarcerated patients who have committed hideous crimes, and they're shackled into bed. They may even be intubated and shackled to the bed. And I will still find that divine love and light for that person. And that's such a huge blessing. And so once I connect that love and light to that person, that the divine has for that person, I see them from that vantage point. And so then that takes away the anxiety from all that karma energy that they have, because I'm seeing them from that divine perspective. For those of you who have had Reiki, I will also use the emotional healing symbol for myself and for others as well. So I just want to go out there and glow, everybody. we need to change the world, and we need to change our perspective of people. So when I see an angry family member, that they're angry that their 35-year-old daughter just passed away tragically, I can see that as love. And I can sense it, even though it's anger, this is actually an expression of love. And so anyway, so I want to encourage everyone to embrace your empathic gifts, embrace them and use them for your good, and as well as for the people that you're serving.
That's beautiful. Beautiful, Jay. Thank you. All right, our hour's up. I wanted to thank everybody for joining in and participating on Facebook. I see a lot of you guys have typed things. We're going to go over them. Hopefully, everybody has time later on today to go over them and message, and maybe our panelists will go ahead and write at least their contact information on those lines too, you know what I mean, on Facebook. That would be really great for everybody. If you'd like to donate to this, you could go on wisconsinreiki.com and donate with PayPal, or go to beautyofcompassion@gmail.com. So I want to let everybody give a holler out here, all the panelists, to say thanks and goodbye, and let's hear their voices again, please. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry I was late.
Thank you.
That's
Oh,
okay.
no worries.
And
Yeah.
thank you guys for so much for being here. for being here and shining on and helping. And all your techniques are absolutely phenomenal. I love them all. I'm going to try them all. I'm going to ask you more about it. And yep. And Cass, go ahead.
I just had a quick question. Seeing as you're the head honcho here, could we end by sending our fellow panelists and our audience a little Reiki love? Would that be okay?
Sure. Let's do
Mhm.
it. Let's do it.
Wonderful. Let's get our hands ready.
Love, you got
If you're
it.
sitting at home, just take it all in.
Yeah. All right. I want to thank everybody. So
Wonderful. Thank you.
thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.